Alright, so I'm sure you guys can see how disgusting this steering wheel is. Some of it is kind of like that patented leather where it's shiny, but a lot of it is flaked off, especially at the top and the bottom. So I went ahead and bought one of these kits off of eBay, and so it's a custom cut steering wheel, and it's made specific for your steering wheel, so it should have a pretty good fit and finish. And you wrap it over and then you sew it over the existing steering wheel, so it should look a lot better than what we have right now. So I'm pretty excited because this is like one of the things that you touch and interact with the most in a car. And so when I look at this and I feel this and the stuff flaking off, it kind of ruins the experience. This is pretty disgusting, and a new steering wheel for something like this is probably going to be close to $1,000. This kit here was like $30. I think you can get them on Alibaba or eBay. But just make sure that it's custom cut to your steering wheel. So the first thing is you kind of wrap it on, and then we're going to use some double-sided tape to kind of get it in place, and then we're going to sew on the interior, and it should look pretty similar to how it looks right now, but with just better, a newer quality finish. So it's pretty tight, so you have to stretch it over. So most of the seams should line up. So there's two seams on the original steering wheel that line up with these two seams on the kit, and then on the bottom you're going to want this. This is supposed to tuck under this plastic piece, and then these also tuck in under the control trim here. So there's also two seams down here that you want to line up, and then you also want to center it, so you don't want too much hanging off the back or too much hanging off the front. You want it to be about even, so that it meets in the middle where the original seam is. So like right here, this is way too much on the front. So that's what it kind of looks like when you get it started. I don't know if you have to trim this or not. It looks like there might be some excess, but we definitely want to tuck it behind these trim pieces. So once you get that going, then they give you a roll of double-sided tape in here. So you want to start applying this on the inside to kind of stick this in place. So I'm pretty happy with where that's at, so I'm going to start sticking this on there. So I'm guessing you want to be pretty liberal with this stuff and get some on the front and the back side. Still waiting on the guy to come install the electrical for the mini split. So it's pretty freaking hot in this garage. All I've got going is the fans right now. I'm sure you can get by without this double-sided tape, but since I'm here, I might as well just try to do it right. And I'm showing you guys how to do it, so I'm going to avoid being a hack and do it the right way. I mean, obviously you probably, like, if you've got an M5, I mean, you could do this, but you might want to spend the extra money to preserve the value of your M5 versus, doing these cheap DIYs. But I mean, I paid $6,500 for this car, so I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a steering wheel, but I'll spend $40. Alright, so I got a good amount of tape under there, so I'm going to start peeling back the other side and sticking it to the wheel. So I think this is the point they call the point of no return. Also, if you guys own an F10 and you have some videos you want to see, let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you guys want to see. Alright, so once you get the tape on there, one of the things you want to do is kind of fold this back and start tucking it in under the trim. Alright, so I got the bottom tucked in, so looks pretty good so far. I think the hardest part is going to be getting these underneath this trim here. I don't know if this comes off, or I'm going to start sewing the bottom together and then work my way up. These come in a bunch of different colors, so you can get like M-cross colors and just a bunch of different stuff. I just went for all black. You get the needle and the thread, and then you just kind of start, there's threads on here, and you just kind of crisscross them back and forth. One of the things I read online is that you want to make sure that you pull the threads together really tight as you go, so don't leave any slack whatsoever. Get it as tight as possible. But I imagine with this thread it's pretty thin, so it might tear. So I'm just going to keep note of that. This would be a lot easier if you just took the steering wheel off. It's going to be kind of hard to see back and forth, but... Alright, so same thing that we did at the bottom, we do at the top here. You just want to kind of use this wedge tool and create a gap, and then start pressing the leather in between the trim and the steering wheel. And once you get a little bit in, the rest is a lot easier. So the easiest parts are around the edges, so once you get the edges in, just work your way towards the center, and should just kind of work its way in. So that's what it'll look like when you get it tucked in, and then you can kind of use the stitching to pull it a little tighter. So we got this first section done, so we'll keep working around until we get to the end. So we're making some good progress. We got pretty much the whole bottom done. Got this side tucked in. There's a couple little bubbles here, but regardless, it's still going to be much better than before, even with these little bubbles. But this is the most difficult area, so I'd take your time here. I'm going to tuck this area, and then all we have to do is the top. So I noticed that it's a lot easier if you use black thread on black leather, because if you have red or blue or whatever color thread, you could see the thread, so it's a lot more tedious. Versus the black, it all blends in, so if you skip a couple here and there, it doesn't really make a difference. But so far I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. So I'm gonna keep going. I'll update you guys when I get to the top. Alright, I got this section finished and this all tucked in, so now the only part left is just this top part. So I'm freaking dying. I think I've been at it for probably an hour and a half so far, so just gonna bang out this last piece, and we'll show you how it looks. Alright, I was editing this video and realized I never did an outro and showed the final product. So here it is. So here you can see the final product. It looks really good compared to what it looked like before, especially for only $30. I think the total time it took me was about maybe an hour. No, I would say probably 2.5 hours it took me to do it. So there's like a little bit of creasing right here, but not much. And I don't know what this is. It's on both sides, this little kind of bubble. I don't know if you could see it. I think it might be a seam on the steering wheel below, but overall I'm super happy. I highly recommend this. They make them for a bunch of different cars, so if you have a Toyota, BMW, whatever it may be, you can find the custom cut steering wheels online. I got mine off of eBay or Alibaba, I can't remember, but if you look on both, I'm sure you can find them. And unless you have a super rare or expensive car, I would say it's totally worth it, because getting a new steering wheel can be pretty expensive and an intensive process, especially to modernize it with, you know, modern materials. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'm just really trying to show you no love.